Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well today. I wanted to make a video to discuss something that's personal to me, and a lot of men, or young men even, struggle with this issue. Going bald. I know, but hear me out. It's not the end of the world, okay? So I'm going to talk about my journey a little bit, and some things that helped me kind of cope with balding, if you will, and when I started noticing it, when I stopped caring, and some crazy things that went on in between. So let's get some foundation first. I am 29 years old as of this video recording right now. So I first started noticing that I was going bald between the ages of 20 and 22. It was somewhere around there. And I first kind of noticed there was a picture, a picture I took of myself, and I noticed that my hair seemed a little thin, but it didn't really make sense to me, so I kind of just brushed it off. And then another time, I was walking into my dorm that I was living in at the time because I was going to college, and I saw on the camera, they had cameras at the entrance, so I saw myself in the camera, and I saw that it looked like I was thinning near the back top of my head. And again, I kind of just brushed that off because when I got to my room, I looked in the mirror and I was like, I still have hair there, everything's okay. And so went on about my day. And during this time, I had family members who were already bald. They were telling me like, oh, the signs are starting to show. And I just kind of laughed and blew it off because I really didn't want to lose my hair. I didn't think that I was going to lose my hair, even though my brother is bald as well. And I, for whatever reason, I was just super against it, and I didn't believe that it was going to happen to me. And I was like, just because it happened to my brother doesn't mean it's going to happen to me. Fine, whatever. Okay, so it started to get worse. My hairline started to recede, and that's when it kind of clicked with me that, oh, this is real. This is really happening. And I can't tell you why I was so upset about it. It was super hard for me to deal with, to process that, and to kind of put it into perspective. When I was younger and I found out my dad was balding, I cried. I can't tell you why. And now that I'm 29 and have been dealing with this for years, I look back and I'm like, I don't know why I was so upset. So going back, yes, I was really upset that it was happening, and I just wanted to ignore it. I started wearing hats a lot, and I used to wear hats when I was younger, like kindergarten, elementary, and then I stopped, and I had hair. My hair was like probably this length, and afro, it was curly, and yeah. So I would always get my hair buzzed really low, so I was already kind of used to that, and so I started getting my hair cut more frequently once my hairline started to go back, because I was like, it was really starting to bother me. I didn't want to look at it, and so I got my hair cut more frequently. And then this was the hardest part, dealing with, your family is your family, right? And your friends are your friends. But more comments started to come in like, oh, your hairline's going and all the races are off, or things like that. And it really hurt, because it was something that I just took super personally, because it was something that was out of my control. And yes, maybe I could have taken supplements or gotten hair transplant, whatever. I don't know if those options really work. It wasn't something that I really wanted to explore during that time of my life. I was just kind of dealing with it, and I was like, you know what? This is just happening, and I've just endured it, and it hurt a lot. But going through that was really hard, okay? But now that I'm where I'm at today, and I look at where I was then, I was like, I had to go through that to get to become the person that I am today. And now people make comments, and I just laugh it off, because I was like, you know what? I am bald. Who cares? It doesn't matter. I'm bald. A lot of people are bald. And so I'm just going to tell you this quick side part, because to me it was funny looking back. I got so desperate. I was praying to God about it. And I was like, Lord, you can move the mountains. You can restore my hair. And yes, I do believe that he can do that. But I think it was a month or maybe more, it had to have been more than a month, where I didn't cut my hair and it grew out really long on the sides and in the back, but not so much on the top. So it looked really bad in my opinion. And a lot of people didn't really make comments outside of, oh, you're growing your hair out, and that, thank you for that, because you could have been completely honest and been like, hey, that doesn't look good, you need to cut your hair. Sorry, you need to shave your head. But they didn't tell me that. They just said, oh wow, you're growing your hair out, and left it at that. And even now, if I were to do that, I could still grow it out long on the sides and the back, but near the top it would just not come in all the way. But hey, guess what? That's okay. Want to know why? Because life goes on. It's not the end of the world. I'm still so happy in my life. I have so many things to be grateful for. I have a wife, I have a son, I have a home, I have a vehicle that runs. I don't just have a vehicle that just is broke down or whatever, and it functions. And so many more things in my life that I am grateful for. And you know, I don't need my hair to have those things. And to this day, like I said, I don't know why I was so upset with losing my hair, but I now have thicker skin because of it. And just as a quick side note, I used to have a pastor, and he said, the less you get offended, the easier life will be. And, you know, I think he has a point with that, because I don't get offended when people talk about me being bald or whatever. And I've even gotten better to the point where I will go a couple of weeks. I shave my head like once a week. Sometimes I go 2 weeks, and yeah, my hair does start to come in more. And I personally think it looks bad once my hair starts to come in thicker, and so that's why I like to shave once a week to kind of keep it nice and low. But I stopped caring as much, because I'm like, I need to be confident in who I am, because God created me this way, and He's confident in who I am. So I should be confident in who I am. So guys, if you're going through balding, let me just tell you, it gets easier. Just keep pushing on. You're amazing, and sometimes that just happens. Sometimes you lose your hair. It's not the end of the world. Life still goes on. Thank you so much for watching this video. Peace and blessings.